All right, ladies and gentlemen, they dropped the fucking Dune trailer like half an hour earlier than they were supposed to. It was supposed to drop at 5, and it's 4:50, and this shit came out. It came out 32 minutes ago. Okay, I'm late. I'm 32 minutes late to talking about this shit. Okay, let's just run this Dune Part 3 trailer. I'm hyped as fuck about this. Let's do this. Warner Brothers legendary production cards. I'm so fucking excited about this, dude.
If we have a girl, what will we name her?
Interesting. So we're getting some shit in the time of Dune 2 here.
Like her mother. What if it's a boy?
I would name him Leto. So he would have the wisdom of his grandfather.
From Denis Villeneuve, the GOAT.
On itself.
Oh shit!
The more I fight, the more our enemies fight back. I'm doing the best I can to protect my family. How did Father do it?
Your father never started a war.
Whoa, what a shot. Jason Momoa somehow back.
I'm not afraid to die.
Wow.
But I must not die. Yet.
Okay. I mean, first impressions of that trailer, it looks just as sweeping and just as epic and just as immersive as the first two Dune films. Of course, I think that the visuals here, as to be expected, are absolutely top notch. There are multiple shots in here that are just absolutely fucking breathtaking. Even looking on my dog shit monitor right here, I'm like, wow, that is just such a striking image. Like him in front of the millions of people preparing to give a speech, or that one shot of, I think it was Anya Taylor-Joy's character, just kind of stood there with this big, massive structure behind her. Everything just looks so tangible in the same way it has done in the previous two Dune films, so the visuals are not taking a hit here at all. Now, I've never read the books. I do not know what happens in this part of the story. I don't know how Jason Momoa comes back. I don't know what the actual outcome of this war is. I don't know where we go with Zendaya's character at all in these in the further parts of the story. I'm going into this completely blind, and I'm actually kind of glad about that. Going into the first two Dune films completely blind made it so that I was able to appreciate the storytelling part of it as well as just how it was as an adaptation, if that makes sense. And I was able to kind of get a grasp of how well written those two films were and how great they were at fully immersing you in the lore building, in the world of the Dune books. And it gave me like a great sense that it had such a sense of reverence of what it was actually adapting. Obviously, I can't speak for that fully because I have not read the books, but I could just tell that there was a lot of care and taste being put into what's being displayed on screen. You know, even there are cases where even if you don't know the source material, you can kind of tell when something actually has a level of reverence for what it's adapting, and I could immediately tell that with the first two Dune films. Now, the question is this third film going to be of the same level of quality? Because I know there are lots of people who aren't the craziest on the next Dune book, which this film is adapting. I know that film is a little bit more mixed in terms of its reception, based on things that I've heard just from people I've spoken to, at least. So I'm interested to see what this film is going to be. I know, obviously we're getting a lot more different planets here, not just Arrakis. We're going to be fighting wars on a whole bunch of different terrains between a whole bunch of different, like civilizations and shit like that. And it all feels like we are just upping the scope, upping the ante on this shit to reaching like actual galactic fucking levels, you know what I'm saying? It feels like Dune one-upping itself to being actually like on a Star Wars type level of scale, you know? And I'm excited to see how Denis Villeneuve captures that. I'm excited to see how he does in terms of making the gargantuan scope of what I can already tell this is going to be come together in a way that feels tangible in the same way the first two Dune films did. They felt very realistic. They felt very grounded despite their sci-fi fantastical elements, and I'm hoping that he's able to bring that here. Of course, there's also going to be the time jump in this film. I know that there's going to be quite the actually pretty decent amount of time like that's skipped over at some point in this film. Obviously, Anya Taylor-Joy is going to be playing Paul Atreides' little sister, and she's going to be grown up in this film. You can clearly see that both Zendaya and Timothée Chalamet are aged up at different points in the trailer, but there's also a decent bit of this where they are around the same age that they were in the first two Dune films, obviously with some of it clearly taking place in between Dune Part 1 and 2, and some of it obviously taking place just a little bit after Dune Part 2 as well, as they go up into space on the ships and stuff like that. Timothée Chalamet still in his twink era is a fantastic thing to see. I am wildly attracted to that man, and the buzz cut is the worst thing to ever happen to him, so it's nice to get a little bit of him with the long hair here. And yeah, I don't know. Dune is kind of the gold standard of modern sci-fi, in my opinion. Project Hail Mary is up there with it. Project Hail Mary is like an S tier, damn near 10 out of 10 film for me. So if we get, Dune Part 3 being as good as the first two parts, we're going to be getting two S tier sci-fi films this year. We're going to be getting just stuff that genuinely pushes the needle in the same way the first Dune film pushed the needle, in the same way that I feel like Project Hail Mary pushes the needle. I'm hoping that this film can do the same. I'm really hoping this film can do the same because, again, the first two really did set such a high bar. Project Hail Mary reaches that level of quality. And I don't know, I feel like we'd be absolutely spoiled if this film did the same. And I have faith that Denis Villeneuve can pull that off. But yeah, that's it for the Dune Part 3 trailer. Let me know what you thought of this trailer down below. Are you more excited or less excited for this film now? What's your stance on this? Have you read the books? Have you not read the books? You going in blind like me? Or do you know the shit like the back of your hand, like a lot of fans already do? How do you feel like this is going to be adapting the books? Does it look faithful so far for you or not? Come back tomorrow when we're going to be watching the Spider-Man trailer. Going to get this channel actually up and running. Going to start doing some like written movie reviews, some movie rankings, director rankings, shit like that. And yeah, I will see you all tomorrow for the Spider-Man trailer. Bye-bye.